So let me share my screen. I'll just kind of go basics. I know time's gonna fly by. I'll tell you what I know, and then I will take questions if you guys have any questions. If I don't have an answer, I'll try to get one for you. Like I said, I'm not an expert. It's something that I discovered and I absolutely love. So let me share my screen. And let me take you, I actually have a session going on because I don't end my sessions until, and nobody's on, I wish they were, I would be able to show you so much more. But basically when you first starting out, it'll look something like this. And let me move myself out of the way because it's blocking me. So pretty easy. If you have a Google Classroom that's already established, you can just click the import, and it will allow you right here. It will allow, I'm in Classrooms. It will allow you to import your whole class. So when I did that, you'll see this is my class right here. So I'm able to then access my class. If I go to my class, let me move you guys over. It'll say go to class. I can then go to my class and I'm able to see everybody's screens, and they're all loaded. Oh, somebody is on. See, so you're able to see, this is what I love. You are able to, let me pull him up. I'm able to see his activity, what he has open. So he's looking at his daily slides for today, and I can see that he has Google Classroom open. I'm able to close any tabs that I do not want him to have open. So if you see them, like I have one little one who likes to go on PBS Kids every moment she gets when she thinks I'm not watching. So I will click on her and I'll close that PBS tab. And after I do it a couple times, they know I'm watching. Then I'll let them know within the meet. But so I'm able to close tabs. You're also able to open tabs for students here at the bottom. So if I wanted to, I could click on open a tab. I could put in, let's say I want to put the hello ID. I do. Oh no, let's see, SBUSD, helloid.com. And I'll open that tab for him, which I'm probably freaking him out right now because I'm opening a tab for him. So, yeah, this is where it's like, it can be fun. Let me close it because it can't reach it. And I can send him a message, like, so just to let him know that I'm here, I can just say, I'm showing other teachers.
You got to turn your chat on.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it'll go through right now. You'll see when I send it. How to use.
Once she hits sends, it automatically turns it on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So send, and it's going to turn it on. And now he just got my message, and that's how I'm able. So sometimes if I see that they're saying he's going to check my message, this is what he sees, and now he's checking my message. So he's able to communicate, we're able to communicate with each other that way. The other thing is, so you can open tabs, you can close tabs, you can chat with them. You can also take a screenshot. So if you see the camera here, you can take a picture of what's on his screen. So I just took a screenshot, and then I'll show you where you find those in a minute. And I have had moments where I do take screenshots. You can also, at the bottom, there's exclude a student. So if you wanted to totally knock them out, which they don't recommend, or lock their computer, you can do that as well. So that's just looking at the particular student. If I want to send an announcement to all students, I would have to make sure that my chat is on. And if you see here, once I click that, it'll give the list of all my students who are going to get the announcement. I'll click on the microphone. Oh, see, he just responded to me. And then I'll just say, everyone back to class. And I send the announcement, and they will all get that message on their computers. And then I can check. So I can see I have a message. Well, see, I just turned it off. Hold on. Back on. See, he responded. Okay. So you're able to see when you have messages from the students, because the chat will let you know. So I always do keep that open. I keep it on. One of the other things I wanted to show you. So if you look at my tabs here, screenshots, which I took a screenshot of his screen, you're able to then download them or save them to your drive. And I have done that at times when kids are just blatantly off task. I'll take a screenshot and I'll send it to their parents on Dojo. And I'll say, I should be seeing your child on this site. This is what your child's doing. Can you please have a conversation? So you're able to do that with screenshots. Timelines. If you click on timelines, it will show you live. Nobody's on except for him, so I can go down to him. It's going to show me what sites he's on. So like here, he's on Google Slides. Here he's on, I know he's on Seesaw. So it'll give you a live. If you look at the times, when they're all on, you can see what they're all on. And you can actually get a report of this as well. One of the other things that I did is, I can't see my left bar over here. I don't know why. So let me move it. So let me talk a little bit about, that's how you can do your classroom. A scene is, I created a scene because I don't usually, they don't usually use YouTube, but they always want to use YouTube. And it's one of those things that if they have access to YouTube, then I have no access to them. I lose them. So if I find that I have a lot of kids off task, I just called it regular class session. And I put YouTube and YouTube Kids as the sites that I wanted to block. Okay. Well, the website, so it's all websites. So there's allow mode and there's block mode. Allow mode is you allow everything except for the ones that you've typed in here. Block mode would be that you are blocking everything except for what you have allowed. So there's two ways that you can do that. I choose allow mode. I allow everything except for YouTube and YouTube Kids. And so when I want to use that scene, I will go back to my classroom. I'll go back to my class. And let me move this over right here up at the right corner. It will tell me there's no scene applied. If I click it, I can either create a new scene or my scene where I block YouTube, I called it regular class session. Once I do that, that is, it's blocked. So they can no longer have access to YouTube because I made that part of my scene, regular class session scene. Okay. What else? Scheduling, something that I found was really easy was I went to the calendar and I scheduled a week, and now it just automatically, it's set in there for, I did a Monday, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can put it in, and then every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you will have that for that period of time. It'll monitor them. So it'll automatically turn off at 2 o'clock or 2:15 on these days. I did 2 o'clock on Friday. I don't know why. You can edit that time, and then you can also get student reports. So I can show you that really quickly. So I would select my class. I can select a student's name, the date. It will generate my report. It's coming. Taking forever, but it'll give me a report on that student and where that student has been for a given day, or you can do a range of dates if you need the report for any reason, because it'll show you exactly what sites that student has been on. And then I think that was it.
Ina, can I ask a question?
Yes, I was gonna say, if you guys have questions, go ahead and ask.
Okay, so I have a lot of kids, well, I have some kids in my class that they are just offline. And when I go to Go Guardian and I look at their screen, they're just not joining the class and their parents don't monitor them, so they're
So here's
offline.
the only way Go Guardian is gonna work for you is if they are on their school device. Number one, if they're using their own home device, which some of my students use, you're not gonna be able to see them. So one thing that I tell them is, if you want me to help you, I need you on the school device because I need to be able to see your screen. So like this kid, I could easily click on him and I could see exactly what he sees. So sometimes I help them with ST Math, sometimes I help them with their writing, and or if they're having a problem. So that's one way that I get them to get back on the school device. If they are using their personal device, you will not be able to see them on Go Guardian. They will show up as offline, like everybody shows up here. The
Right.
other thing is if they're offline, then they're offline, but you could easily, yeah, and it's not even gonna let you take a picture. They have to be active for you to be able to show that they're
Okay.
offline.
So that means their Chromebook's off. They're not even using it, right? They're
Correct.
not on YouTube. They're not, okay,
They're just not
got
on
it.
at all. Right. Mhm.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Any
Do you
other
not-
questions?
Gina, I have a question that sometimes it'll just say Zoom on it and it doesn't even show what they're working on, but they say that they're working. Have you experienced that
That's
at all?
never happened to me, no.
It always goes to their screen?
Yes.
Like when they go to
always.
VPA, it just says Zoom, like they're in Zoom. It doesn't show me what they're working on.
No, because I even have some of like the RSP teacher uses Zoom and I can see when her kids are in their meeting. I can see, yeah. So it should, I don't know why it's doing that for you. Because
I
usually
have-
whoever's on, I'm able to see what they see.
I have the same experience. I can see my students on a Google Meet in another Meet, but I cannot see them when they're on Zoom. All I see is the Zoom screen, the
Right.
post.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. And I use
And then-
Google Meet, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
And then if like you open up a link, then you can see when they open up the link. But sometimes it just shows that Zoom screen for like, for like 15 minutes and I'll chat to them. I'll say, are you working? They're like, yeah, I'm working. But it just, there's no like a reboot button or anything in Zoom that you know of? Or is that just a
That
Zoom
is not, I don't know of that. I can ask, I can see if people know. Because I know some of my colleagues use Zoom. So I can see if they've run into the problem or what they can do about
I
that.
use it and I'm an RSP teacher and I can see when my students are in their general ed class that we all use Zoom.
Uh-huh.
And I can see when they're doing what they're doing with their general ed class. If I know their teacher is working with them, then I know, hey, they're coming, they're just a little bit late.
Mhm.
And they can see vice versa. So I don't
That-
know, but I know when I worked with those teachers that I collaborate with, I think they might have done something on their end so that we could share the students. Because I do see a pop-up every now and again that says we share students.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah,
tell you when you're sharing students with another teacher.
That was my question because we have multiple classrooms. When I logged in to Go Guardian, only one class pops up. Is there a setting in Google Classroom that we have to do to share the Go Guardian? Because this is Mrs. Canizales, and I've talked to her about Go Guardian. She says, "Oh, I'll set it up," or she said something like that. So I don't know how
Yeah,
you share it.
Mr. Anderson, you get invited. You just have to ask the teacher to invite you,
Okay.
to put you on as a
Once
co-teacher.
you're in as a teacher, then it will give you options as to which Google Classroom you're going to bring into Go Guardian. So you can have multiple classrooms.
I'm
I
a
just have one.
co-teacher in Miss Grant's class, but
Mhm.
do I have to ask you for
No.
another invite, Mrs. Grant?
No, if you have access, so for example, let's say I'm going to go here to import a Google Classroom. These are my colleagues. We all are part of each other's classes in addition to having our own. So if I wanted to, I could select one of them and I would import it. Let's say I want Michelle Portia's class. I could then import her class into my Go Guardian and I would have two classes available to me.
Okay. All right.
Does that make
I will-
sense?
Yeah. Okay, I'll mess
Can I-
around with it.
So any class that you are a part of, it's going to give you that list, the way it's giving me the list right here. And you should be able to then import that class.
So
Okay.
do you have another?
Go ahead.
So,
Would Michelle have to approve you or no, it just gives you access?
Well, I'm a co-teacher, just like you're
Okay.
a co-teacher in mine. So
Yeah.
have you tried it?
No.
Miss Divine, you
I-
haven't tried it?
No,
Try it.
that's why I'm here.
I
Yes,
just
try it,
re-logged
'cause
in
you
through my
told me
Google
to
and
be
I
able
get
to share
that
my
list
kids.
now.
Okay.
So question on that then, if we have our own Google Classrooms that I have a teacher, there's only a handful that I am in their room, but they are in mine.
Mhm.
I have already got rostered students. I don't necessarily have to go to their classroom. I can start it up from my own Google Classroom with the roster I have.
Yes.
So I don't need the other teachers, correct?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Gina, that was my question too, because I remember watching a video about the kids shouldn't be in 2 different classrooms at the same time, but I also set up an extra Go Guardian for my ELD class.
Mhm.
And when I pull that up, they're in both and it's fine. I was just double checking. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
they can be in 2 and it's fine. Like
Okay.
I said, I've done it with the RSP teachers. There's times when she'll message my kids to remind them. So they'll get messages from her and they can get messages from me and it doesn't conflict.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi Gina, it's Teresa Oakley.
Hi.
Real quick, I just wanted to ask you, with the scenes, are we only able to block like one scene at a time? Because I
No.
know, oh, you can do more than one. So
Yeah,
how
so
would
let
you
me
do
go
that?
back to the scene and let me
Okay.
just go into my scene and show you. And I keep, you know what, I have to tell you, when you're presenting and you have the little bar of people, like I keep moving it, I move you guys all over my screen. So if you look here, I have allow mode, which means everything is allowed except for what I block. Right in this box is where you will type what you're blocking. So you can have multiple sites that you're blocking.
So if a new, like a website someone's looking at is not
Yes.
appropriate, you can block it right there
Yes.
as you see it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but what I found, Gina, was when I did that and then I pull it up on the scenes, you know,
Mhm.
like when you're actually putting it in to block it from the kids,
Uh-huh.
it only allowed me like one of them. So that's why I was like, okay, how do you block multiple? So like when you pull up yours,
So
to
your
block-
scene has to be active though. Like just because you're in your class, it doesn't mean that your scene is active. And I can show you what I'm talking about. Let me go back into my class. So I have my scene that I created. I called it regular class session. It's on right now. So while that scene is on, those sites are blocked. But if I choose to not have any scene, and anytime you start up for the day, it's going to say no scene applied, then nothing is blocked. It's not going to be blocked until you activate that scene. And within one scene, you can have multiple sites blocked.
okay, that's the part I wasn't sure about, but okay, then I'll double check that on my end.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
make sure
a
you're
quick
activating.
question, sorry. Quick question about, duality there. If students are on Go Guardian with their regular classroom teacher, and I have my Google Classroom and those same kiddos are with me, when they're with me, if I say it's okay to go into YouTube, or can I specify certain YouTube videos over YouTube in its entirety?
I don't know. I think it's more the entire site. You're
Okay,
either allowing it or you're not allowing it. So I would say if it's going to conflict with something you're going to show, I'd let the other teacher know.
okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that was part of my question, Gina. YouTube is a blessing and a curse. They're on it when they're not supposed to be, and then when you want it on them. I record all of my math lesson videos onto my YouTube channel, and I provide that link with their math assignments.
Mhm.
So of course I would want them to be able to access that one link. When you shut YouTube off, does it shut off even the links that you've put out?
Yeah,
It does. It shuts everything off.
It's
So
gonna
you would
shut
want
off.
to create a scene for all the other times of the day when you're not using YouTube to block it. And then if you want it open, like say during math, like I would have to remove the scene or
You just
change
remove the scene. Yes.
because you can do different scenes, right? And you can block different things at different scenes.
Yeah, so you can even have it like, let's say it's math time and you want to block certain things and you want certain things available. You can do it the other way where everything's blocked except what you allow.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just choose to only block certain things and just call it math. Call that scene math. You can have
Mhm.
multiple scenes. So it's whatever you have active. But
Okay.
my time is up. So and you guys please do the survey because she said to remind you guys to do the survey. So if you have any questions, you guys can email me. It's Georgina Maestre Chavez. I hate the name, but G Maestre Chavez hyphen at SBUSD, and I'm at Sunny Slope. So any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Thanks, Tina.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Awesome.
Yes,
So
very
where-
helpful.
Where do we get the survey at? I'm sorry.
She said it was on the.
It's the
is it
last
on
page of the
menu?
flyer.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
when
on
you
the
go to the,
flyer.
where your classes are, that it was this last page.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not specific to this.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you
Tina,
very much.
thanks.
Tina.
Thank
Nice
you.
to
This
see
is
you.
awesome.